the Chapter 8 test review videos. This first problem has you construct a dot plot. In order to construct a dot plot, I have to have a number line. It even says use the number line provided, okay? Looking at our smallest number, we know we have to start at 12. Scanning through, our highest number is 23, and there's two of those, but 23 is our highest number. And we can put those on our number line, 12, 13. And now we're ready to do our dot plot. Here I would just go left to right. It's a little bit easier. 12 is our first number. Then we have a 14. Actually, I missed one. We've got another 12. Remember, with a dot plot, you represent every piece of the data. Just because we already had a 12 doesn't mean, oh, we don't write that second one. You still write that second one. Next number I see is an 18. We've got a 20 and a 21. Just kind of jumping around, making sure I get everything. A couple more 21s. 23, 20, 23. Okay, that should be everything. All right. Now, some of these questions and blanks you can just answer from this data set. Our minimum is 12, and our maximum is 23. We already saw that. The median and the IQR you could do by hand, okay? The median, the Q1, Q3, and IQR. You can do all those by hand. Or we know that if we toss them in our calculator, it'll actually do all of it for us. So we go stat, and into edit, we clear out whatever someone left in there, okay? And then we want all of our original data points. That would be 20, 21, 14, 21 again, 21 again, 12, 18, 23, my last couple, 20, 23, and 12, okay? And if I go into stat again, I can calculate, when I move over, my one variable statistics. Now be careful, depending on who's been using this calculator last and if they reset and all that stuff, this may say list 1 here. And we don't have anything into list 1 right now, or list 2, I'm sorry. It says list 2. We don't have anything into list 2 right now. So if we're just getting ahead of ourselves and smashing that enter button, we're going to get an error, okay? Because what we actually have is we have our stats, our data entered into list 1. To get to list 1 here, you do second 1. As you can see in blue right here, it says list 1. Okay? Just let me hit it twice. Now when we calculate, we get a whole bunch of stuff that pops up here. Okay? What we're most interested in is down here with our 5-number summary. Q1 is 14. Q3 was 20. Oh, I'm sorry. Q3 was 21. And our median was 20. Double check that because I just messed it up, I think. Nope, got it right. Okay. And again, it reassures us our min was 12 and our max was 23. I'm going to go ahead and cheat a little bit because I've looked ahead on a test. I know eventually we're going to calculate the MAD of this data set. And the MAD required me to have the mean. I'm going to round this off to 2 decimal places, 18.64. So I'm just thinking ahead right now. This MAD is going to need the mean. So I'm just going to write that down. That's not my MAD, that's my mean, but I know I'm going to need it later to calculate that. IQR is Q3 minus Q1, which is 21 minus 14, which is 7. Upper fence and lower fence. That was where we needed Q1 and Q3. My lower fence is Q1 minus 1.5 times IQR. We put all that in the calculator. Q1 was 14 minus 1.5 times my IQR, which was 7. And I get that my lower fence is 3.5. My upper fence is Q3, okay? Q3 plus that same thing, 1.5 times IQR. In the calculator again, 21 plus this same piece of information. 1.5 times IQR of 7. And we get that our upper fence is 31.5. Looking down, I know it talks about outliers here for E. It says, are there any outliers? Outliers means, is there anything below our lower fence or above our upper fence? Well, 3.5 would be way down here. So there's no data below the lower fence. 31.5 would be way up here. So again, nothing above the upper fence. There would be no outliers. And the explanation for that is that there's no data below the lower fence or above the upper fence. Our very last thing on here is MAD. And this is kind of a confusing place for this. I'll probably change where it is for the actual test because MAD has really nothing to do with these other calculations we've done so far. All right? MAD involves the mean. And we don't have it up there. We only have it up here because I kind of looked ahead and knew I was going to need it. To calculate the MAD, that's where we have all these calculator steps. We go back into Stat and into Edit. Okay? We want to go over and up to list 2 and press enter. Now we're typing in a command for list 2. We're typing in a series of things that are going to populate the list 2. Okay? What we're going to use to populate that is our absolute deviations. That's hence the name MAD, mean absolute deviation. Our absolute deviations mean we need absolute value. It's under the math and number setting, math and then over, absolute value. Again, yours is going to look a little bit different from this. Yours is going to say L2 equals ABS, and then a parenthesis, it's the same thing, okay? We want the absolute value of list 1, so we call up list 1 here again with second 1, minus our mean. And I wrote that down earlier, it was 18.64. Close off your parentheses and press enter. What we have before us now is all of our absolute deviations. It's telling us that 20 is this far away from our mean. 21 is this far away from the mean. 14 is this far away, and so on and so forth. Okay? Now we want the mean of these absolute deviations. MAD. To do that, we just need the mean of this second list. Stat, over to calculate, enter. But this is our second list, so now's where we want that L2, and that's why your calculator might have already had L2 put in there. Someone might have been doing a problem like this. When we calculate, we get our MAD, and it's right here. The mean of those absolute deviations, 3.37. Down to number 2 is a box and whisker plot. It describes the number of books per student, a class checked out from the school library 1 month. Okay? And then this is very EOC-like, where they're just going to give you some data and a little story or something and then ask you a bunch of questions about it. Question A, what percentage of students checked out between 6 and 8 books? Percentage is the key word here. We love when it asks for percentages with box and whisker plots because we know every piece of a box and whisker plot, each whisker, each box, no matter how big or small, is worth 25%. So when it asks what percentage checked out between 6 and 8, that's between 6 and 8. That is these 2 boxes, meaning it is 50% of our data. What percentage checked out 6 or less? That's this one single whisker, 25% of our data. What is the mean? Okay? Now notice this asks for the mean, not the median. If it said median, we're cool with that. But with mean, we would need the entire data set, and we do not have it. Okay? It cannot be found. NA, something along those lines. Do not put I don't know. You do know. What you know is that we can't tell. And then it asks for that median. We know the median. Our median is this very center of the 2 boxes right there, which is at the 0.7. How many students were surveyed? Okay? We would need the entire data set or a histogram that represents the entire data set, and we don't have that. So again, cannot be found. Describe the distribution. Well, for that, I'm going to erase these yellow marks because they're kind of in the way. We've got this box and whisker plot, and we want to know the distribution. That would be skew left, skew right, or symmetric. And to me, it looks like a lot of data is packed in over here on the left. It's really densely populated.